You know, coming up the first weekend in October over in Irwin is one of my favorite festivals. It's the Apple Festival there in Unicoi County. And I tell you, you're getting fired up for it, aren't you?
I am, and that's everybody's favorite, I think.
Yeah, I think they have some great crowds over there. And look, you have got apples and plenty of apple desserts going on, and we're going to be making one of my favorites today, fried apple pies. Get us started. Show us how to do it.
Okay, and we have these at the deli, and so I've already cooked my dried apples, soaked them and cooked them.
You started with dried apples. That's the best way to go, I think.
Unsulfured dried apples if someone decides they want to make some themselves.
Right.
And you can use any kind of dough. I make my own pastry dough. Yeah.
Okay. And then you're just crimping the edges.
Just going to crimp the edges up a little bit, and I use half olive oil and half butter.
And you've got that going here in the pan.
Yeah, I do.
And just laying them in there, making them. Now, is this something that you have all year long, or is this something you just do during
all year long.
All year long. Oh, that's great.
Of course, we have a lot of other
fried pies,
pastries, you know, and things too. But these are things that I'm going to have specifically for the Apple Festival.
And I pointed out, this is my grandmother used to make these apple stack cakes. That's a great dessert.
The longer they set, the better they get.
Yeah, everything soaks up in there.
It does.
So it's really good.
Does.
You got the basic apple pie down here. Talk to us about these other things.
I made a cranberry apple walnut and then just a apple walnut bread, and we'll have those there also. And
what do we got here?
That is a fresh apple cake with walnuts, and I just made a little caramel glaze on it.
Can't go wrong with that.
And people can special order any of those, and a lot of times I'm going to turn my oven stove down.
Okay.
The stack cakes, they will. Once they remember, hey, Wanda does make them, then we'll start making bukus. People will special order those. And these apples, believe it or not, are local.
Right.
They come out of off of my sister's, Retha, and her husband David's tree, and my neighbor's tree. And
that's as local as it gets.
That's as local as it gets, but they're old apple trees. And boy, you can tell the difference.
Do you know what the name of those apples are?
There is a Stamen apple.
I've heard of those.
And not a Fuji, it was another apple that they had there, but Stamen Rome, those type apples, or York apples, they are great for making pies or making applesauce. They're not too sweet, not too... Chris, you might want to turn that pie if you can.
I will turn that pie
I think we about burned it. That's a gabbing about something else.
There.
Oh, no, it
perfect.
turned out good, didn't it?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Let me get this one. You got your fuel hole.
Scoot it.
There we go.
I didn't bring my spatula, and I borrowed one from the station, and
there we go.
It's a little plastic one.
It broke a little bit, but
it won't hurt
fine.
a thing.
I'll eat that one.
Yeah.
And we'll save the good one for Amy.
That's right. That's right. Oh, but we're going to have ice cream. You know, we have ice cream, so, you know, when they're down there and they want an apple pie, if it's not right out fixed, then we'll warm it up a little bit and put in some ice cream. But now I don't have microwaves, so we have to heat it on the grill.
Well, that's fine. You put a little butter down on a flat top grill and warm that thing right up. Let's fix another one real quick if you want to. Talk to me about the apples themselves. I mean, you talked about them being dry, but how do you get them from the dry point to this point where you're putting them in?
Well, mine are come from my Amish suppliers. But back in the day, my grandmother, like this, we would pick apples off the tree and we would peel them. Well, then they would slice them as thin as they could get them, and then they would lay them out like on a sack or whatever, those cotton sacks that people used to get, and they'd lay them on a tin roof of something and let them dry. Well, they'd always bring them in, you know, before the dew fell, and then the next morning when the dew dried, they put them back out.
You know what we used to use? An old screen door.
Well, now that works.
You can take an old screen door and lay apples on them or whatever you want, beans or whatever you're drying, and put them on a screen door, and it can let the air come up underneath and over top and dry them real good. But these are awesome. I mean, I love fried apple pies.
Well, you'll get to eat one in a little bit.
And a little bit. I might let Amy have a bite. I
might let Amy share with Amy.
Hey, we'll be back in a little bit to talk about some more of these apple desserts and the Apple Festival coming up and everything going on over at the Whistle Stop Deli. It's over in Unicoi there. And there's a number that are on Facebook. They would love for you to come by and check them out. Any day, but not today.
Not today.
Not today. Not open today. Starting tomorrow. Come on by.
The preceding portion of Daytime was sponsored by